Sri Radha Gopinath Temple in Lohavan. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has glorified the Gopinath that we read during the meditation. It's so nice to imbibe those instructions in our heart. So this spiritual warriors today were Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, I.V. Gautam, Sneha Mataji, Murli Manohar Prabhu, Srekha and Pankaj Gupta, Advaita Chandra Prabhu, Satya Bhama Devidasi, Atulya Devidasi, Ranga Devidasi, Divya Mataji, Girivardhari Prabhu, Suman Singh Mataji, Hanuman Prabhu, Parameswari Devidasi, Shyam Leela Devidasi, Taruni Radha Devidasi, Manani Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Gopal Hari Prabhu, Shritala Priya Devidasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Sistastika Devidasi, Patita Pavan Prabhu, Manmathanan Prabhu, Shundri Radha Mataji, Shugand Raj Prabhu and Aradhana Devidasi, Srinivasacharya Prabhu, Leela Manjari Devidasi, Amal Atman Prabhu is visiting India, Haribol. Akshata, Prasanna Visakha Mataji, Muli Mohan Prabhu and Shakti Mata Devidasi, Lata Mataji, Rajesh Prabhu, Parmanand Hari Prabhu and Nandan Priya Mataji, Saman Panchal Prabhu, Ravi Pipilya Prabhu, Govinda Gita Devidasi, Vrajeshwari Priya Devidasi, Abhay Prabhu, Sarvatarak Prabhu, Priyanka Mataji. I didn't see Nissan Sharma today. He used to join before 2 o'clock. Hope he's feeling well. Rukmini Priya Devidasi, Rati Vilas Devidasi, Nrutya Gauranga Prabhu, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Saraswati Devidasi, Tulsi Priya Devidasi and Ajay Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Shumitra Radha Mataji, Divyan Sen Saloni, Janki Khan Prabhu, Lavanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu and Damodarati Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Shri Kumar Prabhu, Pranath Gopal Prabhu and Radhika Prem Devidasi, Braj Vinod Prabhu and Anand Vinodini Devidasi, Krishna Krishna Prabhu, Yugal Priti Devidasi, Nandini Mataji, Nama Priya Devidasi, Prathamesh Prabhu, Radha Seva Devidasi, Shrikant Survase Prabhu, Raman Krishna Prabhu and Leela Mangal Devidasi, Swedhi Prabhu, Radhe Rajaram Das Prabhu, Yuvashri and Sudarshan Prabhu, Srinivas Charan Prabhu. I didn't see Namanan Prabhu, maybe I may have missed. Ananda Leela Mataji, Priya Kishori Devidasi, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Shriya Devidasi, Rati Prabhu, Niraj Srivastav Prabhu, Shubhra Mataji, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Sankri Khor Devidasi, Bhakti Priya Devidasi, Sujata, Leelavati Devidasi, Sudhir Krishna Prabhu, Sakhisaran Mataji, Kamini Priya Mataji, Rashakida Prabhu and Anand Radhika Devidasi, Arvind Prabhu and Priyanka Mataji, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu, Tulsi Gimer Prabhu, Ravi Pamarthi, Sarmeshta Sahi Mataji, Abhay Charan Prabhu and Sukruti Devidasi, Sanjay Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Hari Katha Mataji, Rukmati Devidasi, Kalpataru Mataji, I don't know if she joined or not today, Haribol. Amit and Prempriya Padma Mataji, Barsana Rani Mataji, Manoj Kapoor Prabhu, Radha Charan Prabhu, Shundri Leela Devidasi, Pragya Nagpa, Rashmi Mataji, Sesa Kapoor Mataji, Lekha Mataji, Kamlesh Dingra Mataji, Suchitra Devidasi, Thaneswar Prabhu, Murli Gopal Prabhu, Lal Gopal Prabhu, Ashish Khanna, Vishal Bola, Puja Mataji, Sachi Mataji joined today, Haribal. Yesterday we were remembering her and she joined today. Krishna is so kind. Haribal. Dinesh Prabhu, Raghav Premal Prabhu, Pitambar Priya Prabhu, Rekha, Nita, Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Shubhangi Mataji, Abhay Mohan Prabhu, Gopi Kadevidasi, Rupa Vilas Prabhu, Sri Shankar Prabhu and Veena Mataji joined after a long time. She has a sincere desire to join every day. So I said, it's not up to Krishna. It's everything to us, how sincere we are. We cannot say that if when Krishna desires, I will start chanting. Krishna always wants to chant. So it's not up to Krishna. It's our lethargy, nothing else. So nice to see you, Veena Mataji, and hope and pray that you can create a determination to wake up early in the morning and join, because that's what your desire is. Then fulfill your desire. Thank you very much. So let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from the Krishna book. Hare Krishna.
Gauranga Karuna Koro Dinahina Jane Gauranga Karuna Koro Dinahina Jane Moshamapa Tita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane Moshamapatita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane धन्ते तृणाधारी गौर डाकी है तुम्हारे धन्ते तृणाधारी गौर डाकी है तुम्हारे कृपा कोरी एषो आमार हृदय मंदिरे कृपा कोरी एषो आमार हृदय मंदिरे যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া पतित पावनमा खिसेर लगिया पतित पावनमा खिसेर लगिया पडेची बव तूफाने नाही का निस्तार पडेची बव तूफाने नाही का निस्तार श्रीचरण तरणी धाने दासे कर पार श्रीचरण तरणी धाने दासे कर पार श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासे दास प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दास प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य.
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song. So we will be reading from the Krishna book. We were reading the description of the autumn season. I will read one more paragraph as we have the break on Sunday to bring up to the speed, and then we will continue. Before the rainfall, the whole surface of the globe becomes almost depleted of all kind of energies and appears very lean. After the rainfall, the whole surface of the earth becomes green with vegetations and appears to be very healthy and strong. Here a comparison is made with the person undergoing austerities for fulfillment of a material desire. The flourishing conditions of the earth after a rainy season is compared with the fulfillment of material desire. Sometimes, when a country is subjected by an undesirable government, person and parties undergo severe penances and austerities to get control of the government. And when they attain control, they flourish by giving themselves generous salaries. This is also like the flourishing of the earth in the rainy season. Actually, one should undergo severe austerities and penances only to achieve spiritual happiness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that tapasya or penance should be accepted for realizing the Supreme Lord. And what is our tapa? Is to wake up early in the morning and chant Hare Krishna. By accepting austerity in devotional service, one regains his spiritual life. And as soon as one regains his spiritual life, he enjoys unlimited spiritual bliss. But if someone undertakes austerity and penances for some material gain, which we normally do, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the results are temporary and that they are dissolved by persons of very less intelligence. So we know where we fall, right? Haribol. During the rainy season, in the evening, there are many glowworms visible about the tops of trees, hither and thither, and they glitter just like lights. But the luminaries of the sky, the star and the moons are not visible. Similarly, in the age of Kali, persons who are atheists or miscreants become very prominently visible, whereas persons who are actually following the Vedic principle for spiritual emancipation, this word is hard to pronounce, are practically obscured. This age, Kali Yuga, is compared to the cloudy season of the living entities. And in this age, real knowledge is covered by the influence of material advancement of civilization. And still we are searching for this material advancement day by day. Artificial intelligence, The cheap mental speculator, atheist, and manufacturer of the so-called religious principles become prominent like the glowworms, whereas persons strictly following the Vedic principle or scriptural injunctions become covered by the clouds of this age. People should learn to take advantage of the actual luminaries of the sky, the sun, moon, and star, instead of the glowworm's light. Actually, the glowworm cannot give any light in the darkness of night. As clouds sometimes clear, even in the rainy season, and sometimes the moon, star, and the sun become visible. So even in this Kali Yuga, there are sometimes advantages. The Vedic movement of the Lord Chaitanya's, the distribution of the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is heard in this way. People seriously anxious to find a real life should take advantage of this movement instead of looking toward the light of mental speculators and atheists. After the first rainfall, when there is a thundering sound in the clouds, all the frogs begin to croak like students suddenly engage in reading their studies. Students are generally supposed to rise early in the morning. Haribol, see this wonderful Saloni, Radha, Ivy. So nice to see them waking up early in the morning. I hope many students or the parent can encourage their children at least to chant a couple of rounds before they go to the school. Children are so nice. You can mold them as you want, but somehow or other we feel that they need to sleep more, I guess. They do not usually arise of their own accord. However, but only when there is a bell sounded in the temple or in the cultural institutions. By the order of the spiritual master, they immediately rise. Haribol. And after finishing their morning duties, they sit down to study the Vedas or chant Vedic mantras. Everyone is sleeping in the darkness of Kali Yuga. But when there is a great Acharya By his calling only, everyone takes to the study of the Vedas to acquire actual knowledge. During the rainy season, many small ponds, lakes, and rivulets becomes filled with water. Otherwise, the rest of the year they remain dry. Similarly, materialistic persons are dry, but sometimes when they are in so-called opulent position, with a home or children or little bank balance, they appear to be flourishing. But immediately afterwards, they become dry again, like the small rivulets and ponds. The poet Vidyapati said that in the society of friends, family, children, wife, etc., there is certainly some pleasure, but that pleasure is compared to a drop of water in the desert. Haribo. Everyone is hankering after happiness, just as in the desert, everyone is hankering after water. If in the desert there is a drop of water, the water is there, of course, but the benefit from the drop of water is very insignificant. In our materialistic way of life, we are hankering after an ocean of happiness. But in the form of society, friends, and mundane love, we are getting no more than a drop of water. Our satisfaction is never achieved, as the small rivulets, lakes, and ponds are never filled with the water in the dry season. Haribo. Due to rainfall, the grass, trees, and vegetation looks very green. Sometimes the grass is covered by a certain kind of red insect, and when the green and red combine with umbrella-like mushrooms, the entire scene changes. Just like a person who has suddenly become rich, the farmer then becomes very happy to see his field full of grains. But the capitalist, who are always unaware of the activities of a supernatural power, become unhappy because they are afraid of a competitive crisis. I think we read this, no? I don't know, maybe earlier. In some places, certain capitalists in government restrict the farmer from producing too much grains. Yeah, I think we read this. Haribol. Wonderful to repeat these things. Not knowing the actual fact that all food grains are supplied by the Supreme Personality Godhead. According to the Vedic injunction, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. The Supreme Personality Godhead maintains this creation. Therefore, he arranged for a supply of whatever is required for all living entities. When there is a population increase, it is the business of the Supreme Lord to feed them. Not that we should feel, oh, population is increasing, where we are going to get the food. But persons who are atheists or miscreants do not like abundant production of the food grains, especially if their business might be hampered. So now I think that's where up to we read the other day. Sorry that I may have put my marking on different page, but that always nice to read double, triple it. During the rainy season, all living entities in the land, sky, and water becomes very refreshed, exactly like one who engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. We have practical experience of this with our student in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Before becoming student, they were dirty looking, although they had naturally beautiful personal features. But due to having no information of Krishna consciousness, they appeared very dirty and wretched. Since they have taken to Krishna consciousness, their health has improved. As I was giving you the example that, again, I keep on forgetting that Kamal Mukha Krishna Prabhu was telling that they have Sickness, two, three people were sick in the family. And Bhadrabharti Mataji says, I'm not going to take any medicine or nothing. She has complete faith in Krishna and she never gets sick. Prabhu was sharing with me and I was feeling so happy. We should have more and more examples like this to create the faith in the holy name. It's give you everything what you need. You will never become sick. Haribol. And by following rules and regulations, their bodily luster has increased. And when they are dressed with saffron color cloth, with tilak on their foreheads, and beads in their hand and on their necks, they look exactly as if they have come directly from Vaikuntha. So in the rainy season, when the rivers wow, rush to the ocean and seas, they appear to agitate the ocean. Similarly, if a person who is engaged in the yoga mystic process is not very advanced in spiritual life, he can become agitated by the sex impulse. High mountains, however, although splashed by torrents of rain, do not change. So a person who is advanced in Krishna consciousness, even if put into difficulties, is not embarrassed because a person who is spiritually advanced accept any adverse conditions of life as the mercy of the Lord. Haribol. And thus he is completely eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom. This is what the requirement if you want to enter in the kingdom. In the rainy season, some of the roads are not frequently used and they become covered with long grasses. This is exactly like a Brahmana who is not accustomed to studying and practicing the reformatory method of Vedic injunction. He becomes covered with the long grass of Maya. So in that condition, forgetful of his constitutional nature, he forgets the position of eternal servitorship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And by being deviated by the seasonal overgrowth of long grasses created by Maya, a person identified himself with make production and succumbs to illusion, forgetting his spiritual life. Light of Bhagavad was also, Prabhupada wrote, was similarly explaining different things in Vrindavan, just describing the forest, different seasons, and he presented the whole philosophy of Krishna consciousness. During the rainy season, lightning appears in one group of clouds and then immediately in another group of clouds. This phenomena is compared to a lusty woman who does not fix her mind on one man. A cloud is compared to a qualified person because it pours rain and gives sustenance to many people. A man who is qualified similarly gives sustenance to many living creatures, such as family members or many workers in business. Unfortunately, his whole life can be disturbed by a wife who divorced him. When the husband is disturbed, the whole family is ruined. The children are dispersed or the business is closed and everything is affected. And we see how many divorce rate is increasing. And it's sad to say, but in ISKCON, divorce rate is higher than the normal. And we feel we are practicing Haribo. It is therefore recommended that a woman desiring to advance in Krishna consciousness peacefully live with her husband and that the couple not separate under any conditions. The husband and wife should control sex indulgence and concentrate their mind on Krishna consciousness so their life may be successful. After all, in the material world, a man required a woman. and a woman require a man. And when they are combined, they should live peacefully in Krishna consciousness and should not be restless like the lightning flashing from one group of cloud to another. Hari Bol. Sometimes, in addition to the roaring thunder of the cloud, there is an appearance of a rainbow. We stand as a bow without a string. Actually, a bow is in cove position, being tied at its two ends by the bowstring. But in rainbow, there is no such string, and yet it rests in the sky so beautifully. Similarly, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead descended to this material world, he appeared just like an ordinary human being, but he is not resting on any material conditions. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he appeared by his internal potency, which is free from the bondage of external potency. You know, the internal potency, Sandhini, Shambhik, and Ladhini. A wonderful description has been given on the class number on Brahma Samhita text number 4 and 5 that today I'm going to post it. It's wonderfully described this internal potency that the Sandhini is the one who create the spiritual world and hold all these relationship and everything. And the Samvit potency is giving us the knowledge how to re-establish our relationship with Krishna. All this and the Ladhini Shakti will derive us the happiness through the wonderful relationship when we create with Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So I'll post that class today and I will leave it for 2-3 days so we can hear 3-4 times. What is bondage for the ordinary creature is freedom for the personality of Godhead. In the rainy season, the monsoon, light is covered by the cloud, but it is visible at intervals. It sometimes appears that the moon is moving with the movement of the clouds, but actually the moon is still. Due to the cloud, it also appears to move. Similarly, for one who has identified himself with the moving material world, his actual spiritual luster is covered by illusion. And with the movement of the material activities, he thinks that he is moving through different sphere of life. This is due to false ego, which is the demarcation between spiritual and material existence, just as the moving cloud is the demarcation between moonlight and darkness. In the rainy season, when the cloud appeared for the first time, after seeing their appearance, the peacocks began to dance with joy. This can be compared to persons who are very harassed in the materialistic way of life. And if they can find the association of a person engaged in a loving devotional service of the Lord, they become enlightened, just like the peacocks when they dance. So we have practical experience of this because many of our students were dry and morose previous to their coming to Krishna consciousness, but having come into the contact with the devotees, they are now dancing like a jubilant peacocks. Very well. I think we are also feeling like that now. Plants and creepers grow by drinking water from the ground. Similarly, a person practicing austerities becomes dry. After the austere performances are completed and he gets the result, he begins to enjoy life in sense gratification with family, society, love, home, and other paraphernalia. Sometimes it is seen that cranes and the ducks meander continually on the banks of the lakes and rivers, although the banks are filled with muddy garbage and thorny creepers. Similarly, person who are householder without Krishna consciousness are constantly tearing in material life in spite of all kind of inconveniences. In family life or any life, one cannot be perfectly happy without being Krishna conscious. Srila Narottam Das Thakur prays that he will have the association of a person, either a householder or a man in a renounced order of life, who is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord and is always crying the holy name of Lord Chaitanya. For the materialistic person, worldly affairs become too aggressive, whereas to a person who is in Krishna consciousness, everything appears to be happily situated. The barriers around the agriculture field sometimes break due to heavy torrents of rain. Similarly, the unauthorized atheistic propaganda in the age of Kali breaks the boundary of the Vedic injunctions. Thus, people gradually degenerate to godlessness. In the rainy season, the cloud, tossed by the wind, deliver water, which is welcomed like nectar. When the Vedic followers, the Brahmanas, inspire rich men like kings and the wealthy mercantile community to give charity in the performance of great sacrifices, the distribution of such wealth is also nectarian. The four sections of the human society, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, and the Sudras, are meant to live peacefully in a cooperative mode. That is possible when they are guided by the expert Vedic Brahmana who perform sacrifice and distribute wealth equally. So I think the time has come. We should be punctual on our activities. And it is nice that we will continue chanting for another 1 extra hour. If some devotee has to perform other duties, which is understandable, they can leave. And the devotee who desire to still continue chant for another 1 more hour, they can stay. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of this wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi who is taking so many austerity to get up early in the morning. I was surprised that even at the meditation time, 4:30, we have about 77, 78 devotees. And when you feel the presence of, just imagine that you are sitting with 78 devotees early in the morning. What an influence it can give, tremendous. So I'm very grateful to all of you for your presence early in the morning. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life also can become successful. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances for the devotees joined from Aurora, Illinois, Carltondale, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tempe, Phoenix, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Portland, Dhaka, Mayapur, Orlando, Alachua, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, New Delhi, Loganville, Jammu and Kashmir today joined, Calcutta, Hyderabad, and also from Pondicherry. Haribol. So we will continue chanting.